Have you ever been browsing for a new show to watch, then all of a sudden you stumble upon a show you never heard of before, and that show is exactly everything you've wanted or have been looking for before? That's what happened to me with Primal, the greatest animated series I never knew existed. What's poppin' my rock and rollers? Today we're going to be discussing a new show, well, new in terms of it's new for me, that I recently just discovered, and it's everything I never knew I needed before. Primal is an adult animated series that was created by Genndy Tartakovsky, I believe that's how you say your name, sorry if I mispronounced it, for the Adult Swim network. Tartakovsky, who's famous for creating well-known and beloved animated series such as Dexter's Laboratory, The Powerpuff Girls, and Samurai Jack, as well as the Hotel Transylvania animated movies. I myself have never watched any of these, but I have heard of them, so that should tell you something about how popular Tartakovsky's work is. I never knew the show Primal existed. I never saw an image or any footage of it whatsoever. How I discovered it is I accidentally stumbled upon a video by Kingfisher where he talks about the show and how awesome it is, and as soon as I saw footage within that video, I knew I had to watch it, and I binged the first 2 seasons in the last couple of days. The plot of Primal is very simple really. It's set in a fantasy prehistoric world that follows Spear, a barbarian Neanderthal who befriends a female Tyrannosaurus Rex named Fang, and follows them as they go on adventures together. I know it sounds simple because it is, but it's by far one of the most entertaining series I've ever seen. This show fucking rules. Primal is everything I never knew I needed in a show. It's got violence, heart, emotion, great animation, great characters, fantastic world building. It's everything most shows wish they had. It's so crazy because from the plot you wouldn't expect much from the show, but I think that simple plot makes the show that much more exciting. The best way I can describe Primal in terms of look and feel is probably Conan the Barbarian. If you're a fan of Conan or any of Robert E. Howard's other works, or the sword and sorcery fantasy genre at all, then Primal was made for you. The main character Spear looks like he popped right out of the Conan world. Hell, it looks like he could even be Conan himself. Spear is a fantastic protagonist. He's smart, brave, cunning, extremely strong, and has enough strength in him to take on any enemy that gets thrown his way. I've seen a few comments joke that Spear is the ancestor to the Doomslayer from the Doom games, and honestly, I could see it. It makes total sense. If Doom was actually a part of the Primal universe and the Doomslayer showed up, you would not question it one bit. The show is even more impressive when you realize that there is no dialogue at all. Mostly. Most of the time it's just grunts, roars, and yelling. Take the character of Fang. As a T-Rex, she doesn't really have that much range of motion, but the fantastic animation allows you to feel and understand her thoughts just by looking at her. There are so many scenes with her and Spear where they just throw looks and movements back and forth at each other, and you, the audience member, completely understand what the characters are trying to say and what they're trying to convey without actually saying it. It's honestly very impressive. With Spear, there's so many scenes where you see him looking at something, then he looks at another thing, and he looks back at the first thing he looked at, and you can see the gears turning as he figures out what to do next and how to do it. And you, the audience, completely follow him and understand what he's thinking or what he's trying to do next. Those fantastic, well-thought-out, dialogue-free scenes are backed by the fantastic animation. It's so fluid and dynamic. It perfectly fits the world that Tartakovsky was trying to create. Even something as simple as Spear running is just so satisfying to watch, and the battle scenes are simply jaw-dropping to watch. One thing I like about how it is gory, especially for an animated show. This is not your safe, simple entertainment, family friendly, yes, everything works out in the end. No, this world is brutal. Every fight scene, you see blood flying everywhere, characters getting wounded, body parts flying all over the place. It's so damn cool to look at, I'm not gonna lie. There's a scene in the first season where Spear has to fight a group of savage monkeys, and all you see whenever Spear punches them is just them splatting apart. One punch, boom, you see intestines and guts flying all over the place, and it's in slow motion. It's so satisfying to watch. As great as the characters and animation are, the best thing about the show in my opinion is the world itself. The world building in Primal is outstanding. When season 1 starts, you think, okay, this is a prehistoric type show with primitive man and dinosaurs, okay. Then as the show progresses, it becomes more sword and sorcery type with demons, witches, zombie viruses, gods and monsters. There's so many awesome creatures in the show as well. You got a variety of dinosaurs, you got giant sharks, giant spiders, mutated bats, Viking warriors riding bears, Egyptian warriors, giant mutated gorillas wearing triceratops skulls. And the crazy part is, it all fits. At no point do you ever stop and think, okay, this is too far, that can't happen, they jumped the shark. Nope, everything that happens, you just sit there and go, yeah, that makes sense, I don't question it. The world building gets even better with season 2 because we are introduced to new tribes of man. Here, the show dabbles in experimenting with some dialogue as some of the new tribes talk. What I like is that they don't speak English. I believe it's a made-up language for the show, but I could be wrong. The good part is that talking doesn't overstay its welcome. It's used sparingly in small doses, which works to its favor. The only time where there are dialogue-heavy scenes is in episode 5 of season 2. I won't spoil much, but there's an episode in season 2 where it's an anthology episode that's set in the future. I think it was England in the late 1800s. That episode is the only one where dialogue is used a lot of the time. That episode is also intriguing because it shows that you could do other stories set within this world, which is something that Tartakovsky has talked about in the past, about how he eventually wants to turn this show into an anthology series and show more of this world. I think that is a fantastic idea. This world has so much potential for storytelling and creativity. At the time of writing this script, which is January 8th, 2026, Season 3 of the show is set to premiere this Sunday, January 11th, which also happens to be my birthday, so it is a fantastic present. I cannot wait to see how the story goes forward, especially with how Season 2 ended. The reviews that have come out so far have been extremely positive, so I think we are in for another kick-ass season. Primal is one of those shows that you don't expect much by looking at the trailers or the synopsis, but it delivers everything you never knew you needed in a show. If you are tired of boring, safe entertainment and are looking for something more brutal, intense, and dare I say, primal, then Primal is the show for you.